This is Moji Solo Wilson of Conversations, Authentic Conversations with Moji. And yes, it's Friday, one of my favorite days. I hope it's yours. This is Moji's World. I thank you for joining me, but I'm going to ask you to please follow the page. Do me a favor and share this video because it's a message that needs to go out. As you all know, on Authentic Conversations, we have authentic conversations with each other. We speak in truth. We speak the truth, no matter how harsh or hard it sounds like. We try to come to the table with a lot of love, but sometimes what it is, the truth is very bitter. This is Moji Solo Wilson again. Share the video for me. And let's talk today about the voices of the Nigerian people on social media. First and foremost, I have to thank the people that I've been talking to behind the scenes for the past couple of days. I spoke to Olubumi about getting the message out there. I spoke to Moshood, he's an author. I spoke to Olubumi, I spoke to Yala Yagobuwon. I spoke to quite a number of people, and I have to say there's a lot of voices out there that are reasonable voices, that even when we make jokes and we crack jokes, we're trying to get a message out there. But what I am going to speak to today is about people that are sending the wrong messages. I feel like we're all in the marketplace, the African community in the diaspora, as well as the African community in Nigeria. I feel like we're just in a marketplace and there's so much noise all over the place that the message, the core message that we all should be pounding into the community is really not going out there. It's not being heard by a lot of people because there's too much confusion. So I yesterday spent the whole day, literally the whole day, reaching out to people, asking people with social media presence and voices that we all need to come together and become unified, which basically means we need to start to send the same messages out there. Yala Yabobo, I see you. Thank you so much. Alele, I see you. And like I said, there's a lot of people out there doing amazing things or trying to do amazing things because look, let's be real. We are all sitting out here as ducks. No class. I don't care if you're the president, the Shukura, or the toilet cleaner. Everybody's on the same level when it comes to this virus. Coronavirus by Nigerians have been, they've renamed her Koro. Everybody will say, oh, how is Koro doing today? When I get calls, they ask me, how is Koro? I hope Koro is not in your neighborhood. Super fantastic because look, we're very, very strong people. Africans are one of the strongest breed of people that I know. We've been through so much. We've been through colonization. We've been through slavery, mental slavery by our own people. We've been through so much and we continue to get up and be the best version of ourselves each day. But here's the problem, okay? Yesterday I got very angry because I was inboxing people and saying, look, you need to stay home. If I see them with pictures outside, you need to stay home. My own blood sister went to a party yesterday. I saw a picture of her at a party yesterday. I picked up the phone and called her in Nigeria and said, are you crazy? You want to die? Okay, if you want to die, it's fine. But don't forget, mommy is a lot older, right? Hi, Kunle. Mommy is a lot older. The older generations are the people that are truly mainly affected very easily. But then I quickly remembered that, look, 23-year-olds have died of this thing. 19-year-olds, 40-year-olds, this thing does not discriminate. Not against elderly, not against anybody. But we already know that the elderly, because their immune system is weaker, we know that this is very dangerous. Now, again, the topic today is social media, is Nigerian voices in this conversation that we're having all over the world. We already know America has already gone way past China, which is where the virus came from. We know that a lot of people are suffering all over the world. But let's ask yourselves, why are we so complacent? Why are we always the ones that are making jokes? People are running for cover. People are staying indoors. People are shutting down their business all over the world. Nigerians are now being asked to practice social distancing for 14 days. 14 days, because that's the incubation period, and it'll give them enough time to know who's who. And people are complaining about money. When I said to a lady yesterday, and people thought I was mean, my inbox was filled. I called a lady yesterday that I saw that was in her store, posting pictures in a store, in a stall, in a huge marketplace. And I said to her, I inboxed her and said, auntie, because I call everybody auntie if I don't know you, your auntie or uncle. I said, auntie, why are you in your shop selling to people. You're collecting money, you're touching money. Coronavirus goes everywhere. It goes on people's clothing, it goes on their faces. You touch the money, you touch your face, you inhale the virus and it goes inside and overtakes your being. She goes to me, oh, auntie, I have children at home I have to feed. I said to her, and I know I was me. But sometimes you have to shock people. Because I said to this lady, I said, by the way, I totally get you, I understand. So when you finish today and you go home and you take coronavirus to your children at home, even if you don't get sick and the children get sick, because we already know that data shows that younger children die from these things as well. If you don't die or you don't even get sick, and your children, you take the coronavirus home and you give it to your whole family and they die, you don't have to worry about feeding them again. You're saved. She was like, less than an hour later, she called me and sent me a video that she's home and she thanks me very much. Kinikon, kinikon. Look, we are a culture that believes in false information. We like to fantasize. TD Joshua today has prophesied that it's going to rain all over the world. Okay? Let me put a little sugar. TD Joshua said it's going to rain all over the world and wash away all the coronavirus, honey. Where I am, it's still sunny. Is it raining in New York? Is it raining where you are? It has not dropped a single rain. Look, let's start dealing with data and facts and start blocking the noise of these people that are not allowing us to face what we need to face. One of the things we need to face, honestly, is the fact that Nigeria received 250,000 boxes of PPE. 250,000 boxes. I've been posting it on everybody's thread, posting it under everybody, saying, what do you think? Did you see this? Everybody should know that Nigeria received from Jack Ma. Please share this video. We all have to go after them on our pages. You have to start using social media in a positive way. Thank you, Alele Jare. Social media has to be not just for me to post the food I'm cooking or the clothing I'm wearing or the shoes or the clinical. We have to start to use this as a tool to better our lives. Because you don't know who's on your page, you don't know who's on your thread. Nigeria received 250 boxes, 50,000 boxes of facial mask, gloves, everything. Let me tell you, ask me, has anybody seen it? We've seen it all. We've seen it on the faces of politicians. We've seen them wearing the surgical gloves that's meant for doctors and victims of this virus. If you're sitting in your house and you're staying with your family, you don't need to buy a single mask because you don't need it. If nobody in your house has a virus, you don't need a mask. I need you guys to start spreading the word that the mask is only needed when you are in a sphere of somebody that's ill. The doctors and nurses in Nigeria need this mask. America doesn't even have enough. UK does not have enough. Nigeria has zero. Zero. I'm telling you right now. Olabisi created a thread between me and a few people yesterday, doctors in Nigeria, that we're having conversations back and forth. Nigeria has zero. Imagine a doctor, you're expecting your husband, your daughter, your son, your cousin who's in the medical field to go to the war front. It's like, and go and treat people with coronavirus. Go to the hospital and work. You expect your husband or your doctor, just think about it. Your husband that's a doctor, your son that's a doctor, your wife that's a nurse, your family members to go to the hospital treating people they don't know have coronavirus. They don't have a mask. They don't have the body protection. They don't have gloves, ordinary gloves the hospitals in Nigeria does not have. And my people, you're jumping up and down on social media talking about, oh, koro, dancing. Shuku to all of you, because me, I love comedy. In my head, I'm a comedian. But when push comes to shove, we all have to start having serious conversation. All of you guys that have a voice, all of you guys that have a following, if you have more than 10 people on your page, you need to start asking them to stay home. You need to start telling them the truth. You need to start asking them to ask Nigerian government to be accountable. Allegedly, Buhari was exposed to coronavirus. They claimed he's not positive. Has anybody seen him outside since then? Has anybody seen a video? Has he done a press conference? Boris in London, in the UK, allegedly has coronavirus. They told the whole world. When Donald Trump was exposed to the virus, they disclosed it to everybody. It's only in Nigeria that everybody's like, shh. Nobody knows what's going on with the government. Nobody knows where the government officials are. Nobody knows anything. Yet, Today, story broke that they're all collecting Camrys for 2020, brand new Agoro cars. Can you imagine what would happen if they took those cars and they returned them or something, and they took the money to buy all these things that they were dashed already? I'm not even going to tell you my theory on what I think happened to the 250,000 boxes of PPE that was shipped to Nigeria. We have pictures of it being taken unloaded. We have articles that were written. So it's not Moji that came up with these stories, and you guys know me. I speak power into truth with a very unique voice. I might laugh, I might joke, I might speak Fone, I might speak Ajegule English, but you will get my point. Because the truth is what I stand on. The truth is that Nigerians, we are too complacent. The truth is that a lot of these social media people that you guys are following don't really give a horse's ass about you. They don't, all they're looking for is numbers. All they're looking for is numbers so that they can make money off of their YouTube, so that they can make money. Anybody that's not telling you to sit your ass at home, anybody that's lying to you and telling you there's no koro, I am telling you today, you need to stop following them. You need to start to follow voices that make sense. You need to start following voices that want to help to change Nigeria. All right? It's time that we all come together as a unit. If nothing has equalized the status of human beings in the world, this coronavirus has told you. Boris, whatever his name is in London, Prince Charles is sitting in Scotland, isolated, self-imposed isolation because he has coronavirus. People are dropping off dead like crazy, and nobody. You guys are still walking around the streets. You're going to parties. Party. A party was had 2 weeks ago. Dele Momodu was there. He's allegedly a very highly educated, educated human being. He's there. He's allegedly, a lot of educated illiterates were at that party. They flew all the way from Nigeria and came to the UK, brought the coronavirus back to Nigeria, and all went about their own business like nothing is going on, because they know that you ain't gonna say jack. They know that you guys will not revolt. They know that you guys will not say anything. All of them as highly educated people with lots of money. They got on the plane, flew to a party. 2 people died already. Now they're trying to clean it up by saying that the guy had liver disease. Honey, whatever liver disease that you had that did not allow you to stay home, that you didn't stay home for, is not what killed you in the UK. I'm sorry. Coronavirus allegedly is what killed the people. 2 of them died already, and a lot more are going to be sick. And it's not my prayer, because people will come in my inbox and start saying, Auntie Moji, you need to stop shipping for people. I don't ship for anybody. I just tell it as it is. Because if you are exposed to coronavirus, the chances of you catching it and not becoming ill, 50-50. So there's a lot of people that have coronavirus that don't even know it. According to information, and you can Google these things. According to information, you should go and Google this thing. Use your, look, you guys have PhD, and for some of you guys have like doctorates and stuff like that. Use your education. Go online and Google. Do your own research. It's a fact. Data shows that you can walk past somebody and the virus, when they breathe or they cough or they sneeze, it's airborne. It stays in the air for a few hours, and then you walk there and you breathe it in. Let alone you are at a party, jigging right, jigging left. Obey. Chief Ebenezer Obey, the guy that I love so much, at his age, flew to a party in London, sat on the chair because he does not. He probably did not want people to think he disrespected the person giving the party. Shame on all of them. Then you have a voice as strong as Shehu Kuti's. Fela Kuti's son Shehu sat on social media, put out a video yesterday talking about how Nigeria and Nigerians cannot do social distancing. Really? You think Americans are the ones that created social distancing? They learned it from China, because China bolted people in their homes. A lot of things that we see on the back end, you guys don't see. What you see, because you don't do research, you go on YouTube and go and find people in body bags in China in droves. This is China, where everything is produced. They make all the medications, they make all the ventilators, they make all the hospital beds, they make everything. And you guys think you're in Nigeria, where you don't make spoke of a tire. You don't even make a goddamn toothpick. You think if you get coronavirus, it's not going to wipe you out? Let me tell you what statistics says. Statistics data is out there. The WHO, World Health Organization, is saying that if this thing hits Africa, my people, that it will wipe out more than 20% of the community. And you guys are sitting there saying there's no Koro. If you live in the village, Koro cannot hit you. Honey, now lie. People are running away from Lagos and going to the village carrying coronavirus with them. Because, let me be quiet for a moment because I need to breathe before Moji comes in. When we speak in truth, people say we're trying to talk, we're trying to act like we know. Yes, we know. If we don't know, we won't come up. Me, I don't know, I don't come up. If I don't verify a story, I don't post it. Like a lot of the people that I work with in my network, if we don't verify stories, we don't even talk about it. Let me tell you what's going to happen. If you guys don't start using your voice to speak to each other, to talk to each other, and tell each other the truth. If you have 5 people on your page, talk the truth. Speak in truth. Don't be afraid. Nobody feeds you, and if they feed you, God will feed you. Maybe you people believe in God. You believe that Redeemed Church with 100 and something members in the same space, they're not going to get Koro. They will. You just won't know because most people don't go to the doctors. And Seun Kuti sat on social media yesterday, sent out a video that went viral talking about China created its own. China bolted people in their houses. You go to the social media and look at India. India right now is flogging anybody on the street saying stay inside. Italy has asked people to stay home. They've been indoors for the past 14 days. And London, UK shut down. America shut down. Yes, it's affected our economy, but it's not there. People are not losing lives. Problem with Nigeria is that a lot of us have compromised our integrity. Notice I said us. Not just you, us. I mean, I had to retrain myself. I went through so much to unlearn everything I've been learning in Nigerian culture to start to understand that it's a we thing. If you have to reprogram your minds, people. Seun Kuti sat there. Don't forget it's Fela Kuti's son. Money day. If he catches Koro, he will be one of the first people they put on ventilator. Not you. If you get Koro and Seun Kuti gets Koro, I'm borrowing the words, the Nigerian name for coronavirus. If Seun Kuti gets coronavirus and you get coronavirus, coronavirus rather, you are the one that will be put out to die. Seun Kuti will be put on a ventilator on the spot just because he carries Fela Kuti's name. Seun Kuti has money to go to the best hospitals. Seun Kuti has money to be flown out of the country. Look, you guys want to sit there and listen to Seun Kuti tell you bullshit because he feels he wants to be a rebel. You can't be a rebel as a goddamn Gazilonia. You cannot. Fela Kuti, the reason why we all followed him is because he did for the people. Mrs. Ransom Kuti, if she was alive today, that's Fela's mother, will be one of the people going, shouting at the market woman, stay home, close your shop, because she was a human rights activist. Yet, her son, because he wants to be badder than bad, because he wants to tell people, I'm Fela Kuti's son, and I respect his musical, nothing personal. But when you start giving the wrong message to Nigerians that follow you, like the Pied Piper, you're walking them right into the sea. Seun Kuti sat there yesterday and said, oh, you know, social distancing is an Oyibo man-made thing. If it's so Oyibo man-made, if everything is Oyibo man-made, why does he make majority of his money outside the country? Please tell me, why doesn't he, Seun Kuti, sit his ass in Nigeria and make music only for Nigerians? But no, he travels to all these Oyibo countries, makes all their money and comes back to Nigeria, start to pontificate about shit he doesn't know. I respect people that stay in their lane. If you don't know what you're talking about, shut the hell up. Because at this point, it's not your life that's in danger. You are living in a big mansion with a generator sitting outside your back door. And you're telling people to go out and make money. What money? Every time you touch a currency, the possibility of catching coronavirus is there. And for you guys that are sitting there talking about Moji, you're so wicked, you're so wicked. No, I'm not wicked. I speak power into truth with a very unique voice. People don't like the truth. 250,000 boxes of PPE disappeared. Seun Kuti did not think to sit there and talk about that to the people. Educate the people that these things that they say there is none in Nigeria is in Nigeria. We just don't know where it is. But he's going to sit there like a local champion after he's traveled all over the world to collect all the money of the Oyibo people that he so-called despises. And he's going to tell the average Nigerian man that looks up to him, or the Nigerian youth that look up to him, not to keep themselves safe. Go out there and do whatever you want. This coronavirus thing is not, the social distancing is not, according to Seun Kuti, going to work. How would you know? You're in your own house. I don't see you in the marketplace. Oh. I don't see you going to Oja Oyibo. I don't see you mingling with the Yashukura and Baba Temedu that you are telling not to go indoors. I see you in your own house, half clad, probably with AC or no AC. You guys have to start to think, Who are you listening to? You need to start to speak on your pages and share the message. That social distancing is the most important thing right now. Social distancing does not include your cousin coming to visit you. It doesn't include your neighbor coming to visit you. If your neighbor is hungry and you want to give them food, bag it up, put it at their front door, knock on the door and run. Call me a wimp, I'm sorry. I like life too much. Because if there's life, there's tomorrow. If there's tomorrow, I don't care how much I'm losing. I'm a realtor. I cannot do real estate business because we can't show houses. We can't go into people's homes. I won't even do it because my life is more important to me. I have been to hell and back. When people say, oh, I'm doing this so I don't go to hell. Honey, I have been to hell on earth. I know what hell is. Name it, I've been through it. All of you guys shouting, if you have life, tomorrow you can do better with yourself. And all you social media princesses and princes, I am begging you. Your voice is very important in this world. Your actions is going to motivate people. You social media, what do you call yourselves? Influencers. Social media influencers, we all have to come together and start speaking the truth. We have to start advising people that to stay home. Your voice needs to be heard. Not just for jokes, not just, look, I have a friend on Facebook that makes a lot of jokes, but he's always putting messages in the jokes. Even my own jokes, there's message in it. I'm not Jesus Christ. I'm not a rocket scientist. I'm not a PhD holder. I'm just Lola or Mama Shukura or whatever you want to call me. I'm just a goddamn lay woman out here doing the best she can every day, understanding that if I wake up tomorrow, the possibilities of doing something better is there. And that's a message we need to give. Where there's, who says this? Princess Yeti, her slogan is, health is wealth. Because if you can get up tomorrow, folks, if you can get up tomorrow, hey, the possibilities are endless. And when Nigerians start talking about religion, we're all singing, he's got the whole world in his hands, he's got the whole wide world. In his hands, he's got the whole wide world. In his hands, he's got the whole world in his hands. Honey, yes, God has the whole world in his hands. But God, remember God gave us what? He gave us what? He gave us freedom of choice. See, if we do what China did, which is lock everybody in their homes, if we did what Korea did, I'm not even going to tell you what they did in their town. If we are doing that and believing that God has us in our hands, but God is the one that created the doctors, God created the scientists, God created everything under this earth. So he's got us in his hands, yes. But it's still up to us to make intelligent choices. The Nigerian voices that we're hearing out there is too watered down. The Nigerian, I understand that the government pays some people to go there and post good about them. Shuku to all of you. Me, I can't be bought. My voice is not for sale. I don't accept anything from anybody. Any gift anything you see me wearing that's Nigerian, I pay for it. Because if I'm trying to help your business grow, I'm not going to what? Take anything for free. And once I take anything for free from you, I just sold you my voice. Share this video. People need to know the truth. The truth is that 250 boxes of PPE, gloves, masks, vents, whatever was in those boxes was shipped to Nigeria. Psh, it's gone. Nobody knows where it is. None of the hospitals that were supposed to get it got it. The coronavirus isolation center is in Lagos. We have not seen it. But if you look on social media, you'll see all these politicians with gloves. You see them with masks. Are they telling you that 170 million people are not worth taking care of? Are they telling us that 170 million Nigerian citizens are psh? But they are the most important people. You need to go on your pages and ask them. I will post the link to that article. You go to your page and you ask them. You post this thing on your page. I don't care how many people are on this thread. You post that thing on your page. You ask them, where are the PPEs donated by Jack Ma to Nigeria? You must demand the country to be accountable for the things they do. Every other country in the world is giving their people money. 5,000, 10,000, 2,000. In America, they're giving them $1,000. It doesn't go anywhere. In the UK, they're paying them for 4 months because they don't know how this thing is going to go. Nigeria, the richest, allegedly richest country in Africa, has nothing to offer to citizens. But this morning, the politicians got brand new Camrys. A Camry in America is $22,000. If you figure $3,000 is $1 million, do the math. Do you know how many gloves those cars could buy? Do you know how many masks those cars could buy? Do you really understand the concept of not having a good hospital? Use social media influencers. Instead of strutting and showing off your free Versace clothing or fake Versace clothing from China or fake Armani clothing from wherever, shit that you ain't paying for. Instead of stunting on social media, use your page to educate the people. Use your page to uplift the people. Use your page like BC, Olabisi, like Yala Yagbogbo, like Kingsley Gold, like a lot of people out there are doing, like Moshood, like all these people. Use your pages to uplift the Nigerian community and not just to oppress them. Let me tell you something. After you don't do yanga with your jagbajantis where you pose, coronavirus gets you, you're dying. Your neighbor comes to visit you and they have coronavirus. You might not carry it and go and give it to your wife. We have to all become individual soldiers. Individual activism is my movement. I don't run in packs, so I can't even tell you this one is my friend or that one is my friend, but I know who has my back. And I know when push comes, who to go to. At the end of the day, let me tell you, if we all don't start using our voice to encourage people, to educate people, to put people in the right directions instead of BSing them all day, talking about there's no coronavirus, talking about pastors are saying there's no coronavirus. Sheon Kuti is saying, oh, don't do social distancing. In the meantime, he's in his own mansion with all his dollars that is collected from all these Oyibo people that he doesn't like. Shuku to him. If you like yourself, you will stay home. If you love your family, you will stay home. If you love your children, you will stay home. Coronavirus is not just, people think, see, what this coronavirus has even done is exposed a lot of people. It's exposed the greediness of a lot of people, the self-centeredness of a lot of people. I mean, we're walking around in a time where if you sneeze, people are dodging. I saw videos. Nigerians are the funniest people, I swear to God. No matter what we're going through, we turn everything into comedy. We laugh. But there's some things that even while you're making jokes, you must get the point across. I was so impressed yesterday. I saw a chief from Ibibio area in his own full regalia, nothing fancy, sitting in front of a house, ordinary house. No, nothing fancy. Table in front of him, recording a public service announcement. Hi, in his native language, showing the villagers how to wash their hands. Now, those are my superheroes. Not the people jumping up and down on social media to get likes, to get this, and they're sharing false information. They don't verify information before they send it out. They don't ask questions. You hear a story about Moji, come and ask Moji. Do an interview. Vet the story. Call somebody that knows somebody that knows somebody that knows somebody. That's how I do it. That's how a lot of people do it. One of the reasons why I swear I'm not even applauding Olabisi. One of the reasons why I read stuff on her page is because they're usually verified. She doesn't post anything. I don't post anything unless it's verified. I double check, triple check, fact check everything. Nothing is perfect in the world. But if we don't even try, see, if this thing hits Africa, I'm telling you, the World Health Organization already said it. If this thing hits Africa, don't forget, 50% of Nigerians live in face-to-face. It's not like majority of the people in Nigeria live in fancy houses with their own generator and their own AC. They live in face-to-face where they're sharing toilets, where they're sharing kitchens. They have no choice but to share these things. So when we sit here and we start pontificating about stuff we don't know, and we start talking about things that we don't know because we're privileged and we're living abroad and we're not going to be there. A lot of the nonsense that happens from people that can protect themselves. You don't see Yashukra sitting on social media talking about there's no coronavirus until some stupid Facebook or social media rockstar says it. Until somebody says it. This is a pandemic. It means it's universal. All over the world, people are dropping dead. Even the ones that are not dying are suffering. It's a very painful process when your lungs are not working I watch videos on YouTube of lungs that are contaminated by coronavirus. If you think having pneumonia is hell, you ain't seen nothing yet. If you think Ebola was hell, Ebola is nothing compared to this thing. If 20% of Nigeria is projected to have this thing, may my family never be part of it. I'm still Naija after all. So I have to do back to the center thing. But the truth is, we all have to start using our voices in the proper way, in the right way, and stop spreading false fake news. Ask your government. They can't arrest you on your social media page. When I post this thing, this link, I am asking you to go and share it. Ask your government where 250,000 boxes of PPE went to. Ask them. On your social media page, ask them. Ask them where your president is. Why is your president only always showing up at night? Why doesn't it come out like the president of like the leaders of every other country to educate and update? Why is it that he only shows up at night? Ask yourself. And then go and ask them. Where is Mr. President? Allegedly he's in Germany. I say allegedly because I didn't see him fly the plane, but I got information. This information has been flying around for 3 days. I waited a whole 3 days before I shared it because I needed to verify that it's true. And then somebody asked me on the page, oh, this is not true. There's a lot of lies on social media. Yeah, there's a lot of lies on social media. But when I post it, trust me, it's not a lie. Because we ask. We have people look, I am not a lot of these bloggers that get paid for saying what they say. I say what I say. I come on here and give an hour or so of my life because I want to help to improve, change the narrative of Nigeria. This is my contribution. Since you people that are sitting there talking about gay people are bad, gay people this, gay people that, there are gay doctors in Nigeria that you expect to go to work without PPE to treat your not gay self. Right? There are gay people all over the world sending money to Nigeria to help people. When we get off this coronavirus thing, are we all going to go back to who we are? Mean, nasty individuals. Is that what we're going to do? Or are we going to use this time to sit at home and think about humanity and think about the fact that a lot of the things that we've been doing in the past is not working? Are we going to use this time to work on ourselves so that we can create a better future for Nigeria and Nigerians? Are we going to sit down and ask and demand from our government? All this money that we'll get, 50 billion was just donated by UBA. Where is the money going? Start to ask questions. Social media rock stars, start to ask questions. When you see your friend talking about a party, shut them down. Tell them it's not appropriate at this time. If you have a wedding coming, cancel that thing. Postpone it. Do whatever you have to do to save your life and the lives of others. If you don't respect your life, honey, respect the lives of others. You and your partner can go to the county clerk and get married without all the shenanigans and have a party later. It's not by force or by hellfire. I saw a woman getting married in Italy and they were shooing her off. It was so embarrassing. My eyes were pushing me for her. On your wedding day, don't you want to get married? You and the Gabobo sign. Which one is all this jabberjanties you're doing? There's coronavirus in Italy. More people have died in Italy than anywhere else. But you're still showing up in a public place. Because today, by hook or hellfire, you must get married. What's wrong with our people? Kilo shewano kila manche. 1 year forward. They say wash your hands, stay home. People are running around buying out all the PPEs, all the masks and the gloves that doctors and nurses need. All the things that doctors need in the hospitals to save people's lives. You guys are buying them, walking around the streets, going to supermarkets. I'm not saying don't go to supermarkets. I'm saying go to supermarkets and practice social distancing. Keep 6 feet. Me, I say 8. You know me, I'm paranoid myself. Keep 6 feet between you and the next person. And you won't get ill. Wash your hands. Stay home. If you're not going to buy food, don't go out for 14 days. That way we know who has the virus and who doesn't. I'm sorry, I'm yelling at you, no vex. It's because I'm in an open space. I'm not in my studio, it's an open space, so my voice carries. And thank you for telling me that I'm yelling. I'm very passionate. There's a difference between being passionate and being crazy. But I appreciate it. If somebody had told me hours ago that I was yelling, I would have toned it down. Because when you're passionate about something, I'm sorry, I'm thinking of people dying. Not who's going to get upset because I'm yelling. Maybe I'm yelling because Nigerians don't hear. But my apologies if I'm yelling. The truth is that people are dying. Social media rock stars are not speaking in truth. Social media rock stars are making this thing like it's a joke. It's not a joke. If you've seen videos of people that I've seen, you know what hurts me the most? People die every day, right? But most people, when they're dying, they have their loved ones next to them. When you get coronavirus, they isolate you. They put you in ICU. They isolate you. Your family members will not be there to hold your hands as you're dying. The priest, God self, is not coming in to say a prayer over you. If you're Catholic, you're dying without getting your last rites. And people think it's not a joke. Yes, I'm yelling. I'm yelling because this thing is not a joke. I'm very passionate about what I do. This is not a joke. It's about getting the message out there. And Laurie Jenkins, you must not be Nigerian. When Nigerians get excited, we get loud. My apologies for bothering your ears. But the truth is, Africans, we're loud. We're loud people. We shout. Black women are considered to be aggressive because they're speaking, but that's not the topic of the show. I'll do another show on that one. When black people get excited, we shout. It doesn't mean we're angry. It just means we're passionate. So, Laurie Jenkins, my apologies for disturbing your chi. Anyways, back to the topic. So as social media people, we need to come together and speak in truth. When you have a voice, you need to you need to be clear about the messages that you're sending. You can't be telling people, don't worry about coronavirus. You can't be telling people this is a white man's disease. You can't tell people when you have a voice. I mean, you guys say you believe in God. Come on now. You believe in God, but faith without actions is nothing. Nothing. Stay home. Wash your hands. Social media influencers like Yala Yagobo have been posting since yesterday. Social distancing. I see all of them. Ola BC is posting social distancing. Everybody that's got common sense and empathy and a heart, they're posting social distancing. Even if Yalaya gives the whole of Nigeria money, like she gave money out like yesterday, like crazy. Everybody is doing their little bit. Somebody is cooking rice or jollof rice and giving it to doctors and nurses that are working in the UK. People are doing their little bits. We have to come together and start speaking in truth, folks. We really do. Because there's too much misinformation going out there. If the World Health Organization is saying, if this virus hits Africa, we're in trouble, I'll tell you the reason. There's no medical structure in Nigeria. There's no insurance. There's nothing. You don't have money. You're not getting treated in most Nigerian hospitals. That's number one. Number two, we don't have the medical facilities in Nigeria. Hospitals don't have beds. Hospitals don't have beds. They don't have equipment. They don't have gloves. If you're saying, Honorable Falegbe David says, social distancing can't work in Nigeria, then you guys need to come up with things that can work. You can't just sit here and pontificate that it's not going to work. Have you tried it? Have you asked people to do it? You think social distancing can work in most countries? Who knew China with, you know how many millions of people China has? And it worked. When people start drawing, well, social distancing, if you say it can't work in Nigeria, please tell us what can work. Because the more people say it cannot work in Nigeria, it will not. Me, I'm a believer anything is possible. If you give people the right tools and let them go, don't teach me how to eat. Don't give me free food. Teach me how to farm for myself so I stop being a subordinate to you. If you are saying it cannot work in Nigeria, Honorable Fanibana, David, please tell us what can work. Because me, I'm tired of people telling me what does not work, even though they have not tried what is working everywhere else, but they're saying it can't work in Nigeria because you people have 3 heads. But why? Because the water you drink, your blood is made of something else. Why can't it work? Because there's nobody to give you money. When you die, sir, when Nigerians die, guess what's going to happen? People will stay home. When 100,000 Nigerians just fall dead, booga, they will stay home. Mr. David says social distancing can only work in an environment that has all the basic amenities. We have to start somewhere, sir. If you're saying, Mr. David, that social distancing can only work where we have amenities. There's a pharmacy in Nigeria. Let's talk about social distancing. Simple, basic. There's a pharmacy in Nigeria, I forget the name, in Ibadan. The man, the owner, created square blocks out of tapes, 6 feet apart. That is social distancing. If social distancing, thank you, Alel. If social distancing is working in India, where they have more slums than anywhere else, Honorable David, why can't it work in Nigeria? Like I said, there is a pharmacy in Nigeria where the guy created, I'll look for the picture and post it, where the guy created blocks, squares, and he told all his customers to stand 6 feet apart. That's social distancing. The way you people just dismiss everything, boga. And I bet Honorable David is not even in Nigeria. The way you guys dismiss everything in Africa, period, it baffles me. Because obviously all the stuff you've been doing in the past has not worked. Everything they've done in the past has not worked. If you guys don't start thinking and reprogramming your mind and start to try new things, have you even tried this social distancing that you said is not going to work? People have not tried it, yet Seun Kuti has gone out there and said it's not going to work. A lot of people have gone out there and said it's not going to work. Let me tell you something. Until you try something, you can't know if it's going to work. So let people practice social distancing. Then if it doesn't work, then we don't have a problem. They say the ports are closed. People are still flying in and out of Nigeria. People flying in, bringing the virus in with them, mingling with the local people. The local people now are running away from the cities and taking coronavirus into the villages to meet the elders. You want to tell me social distancing doesn't work? Mr. David, if you stayed home with your family for 14 days, you won't die. If you drink Gary and Ekpa, I drink Gary and Ekpa every day. My social media people will tell you that follow me. Every day I drink Gary and Ekpa in America because it reminds me of home. Gary is carbohydrates. Ekpa is protein. We can all do the best we can. Nothing is perfect. Even in America where they say social distancing, I've been stuck in my house since the 13th of March. I don't even remember what day or date today is because I've been home all that time. We're all losing businesses. We all have to do the best we can, Mr. Honorable. People like you should go on your page and tell them, stay home. Stay home. If Nigerians cut their coats according to the size, nobody will be stealing from the other. Nobody. Trust me, I know. A lot of things that we do in Nigeria, we don't need to do. If we just cut out, you think the elders that were doing these things before we came along, they were stupid? They planted on their property yam, gari, cassava, tomato, pepper. In America, I have a garden. You think they're stupid? This is a time to go back to basics, Mr. David. You need to go to your page and tell them to try it. If we all try this thing and it does not work, then we know it does not work. Okay? Somebody just says, Ade Solomon just said, when people start dying, when people start dying, it will work. Because then people will stay home. See, this is not a time to be blaming the devil. This is not a time to be blaming the winches. This is a time to take accountability for our own lives. This is a time to take accountability for what we do. So let me tell you, individual activism, there's nothing like it. If you, Honorable, stay at home, you keep your house girl and your housekeeper in the house. Don't send them back to the village, I beg you in the name of God. That's social distancing. If my sister stays home with her own people, that's social distancing. We make do with what we have. We eat whatever we have. We might not be able to eat Mr. Biggs, but I don't know anybody in Nigeria that goes hungry. Because by the time you take a bath, I remember being in high school. We didn't have electric. We were heating food. We would take geisha, the one with the tomato sauce. We'll use the candle to heat it up. We'll take gari, make it into a bar. I'm not asking anybody to do that. I'm telling you where I come from. Because everybody thinks that everybody is shishipu. Because you come from a big family, everything was great. I went to school in a village, in Ikerekiti. We would take a bar and make a bar out of what they called it feshelu. None of us died. So you people can stay home. You might not be eating Chinese food in Nigeria. You might not be eating, we are not even eating Chinese food here. We're not going to restaurants. Everything is shut down abroad. Nigerians, you can do this. Don't believe all these people telling you can't do something. You can be anything. Me, I believe in the power of the mind. You can do anything you put your mind to. Take this time to stay home. Become healthy. If you're a social media influencer, please, in the name of God, I don't care if you're not even an influencer. If you have a social media page, go on your page and tell people to practice social distancing. Go on your page and tell people how dangerous this illness is. Do not follow those Dundee Uniteds that say things just for shock value. There's a guy on IG that just talks bow. Not because he believes in it, because I called him up one day and said, Bobo, fine boy, what's your problem? Your mama, did she hurt you? Because he's always saying horrible things about women and women with children and single parents and this and that. I called him up. I said, what's your problem? He says, Auntie Moji, I have to eat now. Because the more people talk crap, the more you guys go to their pages, the more they get paid. You have to understand how this thing works. You guys are the puppets that's fueling their lifestyles. Think about it. We're talking about life and death. People are talking crap about social distancing won't work. Have you tried it? The Nigerian voice, the Nigerian voices that make sense, they get drowned out by the noise in the marketplace. And how do you know? Because the people, the mass, don't listen to people that speak the truth. They want people that lie to them. Oh, Jesus Christ is coming to save you. Honey, Jesus Christ will only save those that try to save themselves. You can sit here and pray till you're blue in the face. Oh, 50 Catholic priests died. You want to tell of coronavirus. You want to tell me they don't believe in God enough. A pastor in America that said, brushed off coronavirus, it's a lie, it's propaganda. He too got coronavirus and died. He didn't believe in God. TB Joshua that says that rain will wash everything away today. It's as sunny as daylight. The kind of rain that will wash all the coronavirus away, it probably is going to be the kind of rain of the days of Noah's Ark. But let me tell you, after the rain don't fall finish, let's even assume the rain came and washed all the coronavirus off everybody. And then the thing seeps into the ground. I assure you, coronavirus will be reborn. That thing will resurrect like Jesus Christ. Let me tell you why. The virus that's been drunk up by the ground will migrate into the seas and the waters and the rivers that people are drinking. Let's be real, folks. The truth hurts. And if I said something that upset you today, good. Because it means that you'll go home and think about it. Honorable David, I thank you for speaking your truth. Because a lot of people believe what you believe, that it will not work in Nigeria. Are we that stupid? I mean, when people say something won't work in Nigeria, I look at them and say, what do you mean? Nigerians are one of the most intelligent people in the world. Hello, Doctor. Nigerians are one of the most brilliant people in the world. You're saying something as simple as stay home, wash your hands, is not going to work. You're saying use sanitizer, is not going to work. Because what? We're retarded? We're not. Just tell us the truth. Stop sending out mixed messages to people. That's why the voices are very important. If we keep saying it's not going to work, it's not going to work, it's not going to work. Oh, I'm one of those people that wakes up in the morning, Iyala will tell you, I say, Moji, you're beautiful, you're going to have a great day. Because I program my mind to work. I believe in calibrating things. I believe in attracting the law of the universe to me. But if you guys are already saying with your mouth and your fingers that it's not going to work, you put in a curse on Nigeria already without even giving us a chance. You're telling us that it's not going to work. You're putting it into the universe that our lives are not important. And we are so damn stupid in Nigeria, we don't get the concept of stay the hell home. Nigerians are allegedly so stupid that they don't understand wash your hand. Nigerians have been told they're so stupid by people that believe that it's not going to work, social distancing won't work, like Shehu Kuti. They believe that Nigerians are so retarded. Just because people don't have money does not mean they're stupid. I told you about the older man that was sitting in front of what looked like a hut, a chief, in full regalia with his coral beads and his hat, doing a PSA on his own, teaching the villagers how to wash their hands and how to stay away from people and how to cough into their sleeves. That's what you all need to be doing instead of telling Nigerians they're stupid people. Because that's what I hear when people say, oh, it's not going to work in Nigeria. Why? Because they're dunce. Because people don't have money does not make them stupid. Before, what Yoruba people said, or shooting where more, kidokita otode. We were doing, I remember in the village, I would go into the bush and take a leaf and put it in my mouth. When I had a tummy ache, bitter leaf or something like that. When I broke out in hives because I took chloroquine, that actually doesn't even work. Doesn't work for coronavirus, I beg you. Right? They will take red palm oil and rub it all over my body. Africans are not stupid. Nigerian people are not stupid. We understand the concept. We just need your messages on social media to be correct. We need your messages that you're posting to understand that we're intelligent people, that we are smart people. These are people that are, there's some people that sell 200-300 nairas worth of bread in the sun all day. And all they made is $200-300. $1 is 200-300 naira, sorry. $1, by the way, is $374 as of today. And these people manage to survive. There's a guy I saw the other day on social media with 7 children, him and his wife. How they even having all those many babies? Me, I don't know. How are you doing jiggy jiggy in front of all these kids? I don't know. But that's not the topic of the show. But the bottom line is Nigerians are smart, intelligent people. Nigerians, you can do this. Don't allow people that are 1% people to tell you you're stupid and you will not practice social distancing because they feel they're better than you. Because they feel they're better than you. They're not better than you. They're living in their mansions. They're living in their homes with central air. They're living in their houses that could house like 15, 20 people. Don't let them tell the average Nigerians that they're too stupid to practice social distancing. See, the elite people think because somebody did not go to school, they're stupid. I know a lot of multimillionaires that did not go to school. It doesn't mean they're stupid. It just means that they're not book smart. My people are not stupid. I saw a man build a bed that they can't even build in America on a street corner in Nigeria in 2013. I posted it on social media. He built that bed. I sat there for 2-3 hours watching him do this thing. He built that bed with just a knife and an axe and sanding paper. America, if they don't have machine, they can't do jack. In Nigeria, we do things. You have doctors with no gloves, no nothing. Nothing, no protective gear. And you guys are sitting here, instead of shouting, where is the 250,000 boxes Jack Ma sent to Nigeria? We have a video, we have pictures of you guys unloading it off the plane. We have articles written. But hospitals are complaining that they don't have material. You're sitting there telling Nigerians they cannot practice social distancing. Why? Because they're stupid? Nigerians are smart. Go to your pages and start asking questions of your government. Go to your pages and start telling your people. I don't care if you have one person here. I don't have a lot of Facebook friends. I don't have a lot of followers. But tell your people. Let me tell you, the more people that die in Nigeria, the more money the government gets to keep. Go and ask them for the 50 billion naira that UBA gave them. Go and ask them for all the money that they're collecting, claiming they're buying PPE. And by the way, if you're making a face mask out of Ankara, it doesn't work. It does not protect you. It's just very fashionable. So for you guys that are walking around using all these things that the doctors and the nurses need, I'm begging you in the name of God, stay home. So these guys can save lives. I am begging you. Stay home. And for all you social media influencers, all I can ask of you is, look, if you think giving money away is enough, it's not all. You have to do what the people that have a heart. People like Yala, people like Kingsley Gold, people like Olabisi, people that are out there that are doing things. They're doing physical things, but they're also posting stay home. Because they trust in you, Nigerians, that you're not stupid people. Because they know that you need to hear the truth. So they will continue to tell you the truth. Don't listen to all these rich people sitting in their houses talking about social distancing will not work in Nigeria. It will work. It worked in India. India has more population than we do, and it worked. India has more poverty than we do, and it worked. Police are all over the streets beating people that are gallivanting all over the place in India. Don't allow people to tell us that we are stupid people. Don't allow people to tell us that we're ignorant people. Show them by practicing social distancing that we Nigerians are the most resilient people in the world. We're the happiest people anyways. And we are courageous. And we know that we shall overcome because we believe in God, not in the pastors that continue to milk us. That's another show. Today, the show is social responsibility. The power of one. If I take care of myself and my family and we practice social distancing, I am going to be saving lives. That's how I see it. I hope that's how you see it. Nigel Gilbert, I hope you go to your page and ask your friends to practice social distancing. Priscilla, I hope you go to your page and ask your friends to practice social distancing. Buki, I hope you go to your page and ask your friends to practice social distancing. We are all our brother's keepers. Honorable David, I am so grateful that you came on this show today and you had the courage to speak your truth. See, right here on this show, everybody should have a voice. I might get excited and yell. I might get excited because I'm a Nigerian woman. That's the way I grew up with 12 stepmothers. All they did in our house was shout, shout, shout. So forgive me if I shout. But I shout so that the deaf can hear me. I shout. Even if you don't believe or accept what I'm saying, put your own opinion there. And let's have conversations. Authentic conversations. Nobody is better than anybody. This coronavirus has shown us that. We all have a voice. We all learn from each other. Nobody knows it all. But I assure you, before I come and sit in this chair, I have done some research. I have done some homework. I have checked with scientists because I'm surrounded by different people. And because when you speak in truth, more people will come to you and share their truth with you. So bring your truth to this table. Authentic Conversations with Moji is the name of the show, which means you have a right to speak your truth. But don't forget, I have my truth, you have your truth, but there is only one truth. And that only one truth is what I beg God every day before I sit in this chair. I ask God to use me to reach his people. Because at the end of the day, if we don't start talking to each other in truth, people will die. And we already see that people are dying. Young, old. Social distancing is what China did. They locked people in their homes. That's what they're doing in Italy. That's what they're doing in India. And for prominent people that have voices to go on their pages on social media and tell people that they think are stupid. Social distancing won't work in Nigeria. It kills me, hurts me to the bone. For all you social media influencers, use your voice for something good for a change. People won't leave you because you're speaking the truth. And if they do, shuku to them. But let's all contribute to the discourse. Let's contribute to the betterment of our people. Let's contribute to the healing of our people. Let's contribute to mobilizing our people to stand up for their rights. Let's contribute to asking the Nigerian government to do right by the people. I'm not a political activist. I'm a human rights activist. And I believe we all should be human rights activists. And when people want to come to me and tell me, oh, it's because you live in America that you can shout, honey, it's not. I shout because I have family in Nigeria, a lot of family in Nigeria. And if they suffer, I suffer. If they can't eat, I would have to take out of my pocket to. If they get sick, we abroad are the ones paying for these hospitals. While the Nigerian government are sharing all these things among themselves. Today, it broke that they are receiving Camrys. They are receiving Camrys. While hospitals in Nigeria do not have what they need, I need you all to go to your pages and ask the Nigerian government questions. But more importantly, I need you to go to your pages and ask your people, your friends. I don't care if you have one friend on social media. Post there, social distancing. Tell your people not to come visit you at your home. Tell them to stay in their houses and you stay in your house. That's what social distancing is all about. I've been cooped up in this house since the 10th. Churches in America are closed, restaurants are closed, bars are closed everywhere, all over the world. We ain't gonna die. And I know that the business that I've lost in the past few weeks by practicing social distance, I know I'll never get it back, but I know that I will never lack because I believe in God. See, my kind of spirituality is different from a lot of people. I believe that God lives in me. And if I do that is expected of me, by keeping myself healthy, because if I go to work today and I catch coronavirus, then I'll be really sick. Then what can I do? Or worse still, see, even if I catch it, I don't feel as bad as if I give it to my wife, give it to my son, give it to, people around me. Now that's going to make me feel like crap. Because like a car accident, you notice it's not the people that are drunk driving that die. It's usually the innocent person minding their own business that dies. This is the same with coronavirus. Sometimes the people that get it dies. Most of the time, 4 out of 5 people that caught coronavirus caught it from people that did not know they had it. Go figure. Over 500,000 people around the world. 500,000 people. And all this 500,000 people, they're going from here to there, traveling all over the world. Nigeria did not have coronavirus until people started bringing it in. The Italian man allegedly was the first. And then Nigerians started to run home because they said there's no coronavirus in Nigeria. Now we have it. Now they're asking us, everybody, to practice social distancing. And some people are saying it's not true. It's not going to work. Why? Because they don't believe Nigerian people have common sense. That's the bottom line. Now you need to go and prove to them that you have common sense. Now you need to show the elite that we all matter. We all matter. And we are all powerful. The power of the mind is priceless. The things you can calibrate with your head is priceless. Every time somebody says social distancing will not work in Nigeria, I reverse it. Care on the spot. Because our tongue is the greatest weapon we have. You guys continue to talk about God, God, God. We've got the whole hands. He's got the whole world in his hands. Do you even believe what you're singing? Do you believe that God has the whole world? If you believe God has the whole world in his hands, your bleep should be home. Doing your part. Because God lives in each and every one of us. We are all God's messengers. We are all God's children. We are all built in the image of God. So when I, Moji, pick up the phone and call Mama Shukura and say, "Ya Shukura, shewa okay. Pẹ̀lẹ́. Etiti shop yin, no problem. Ikon le ema binu. Iyalaya gbogbo wọn did that yesterday. She posted on her page. She sent money to people. We are all God's messengers and angels. It's not just about me living a fancy life. It's about us sharing our wisdom, sharing our wealth, sharing our whatever. You, Honorable David, reaching out to the Megad in your home, making sure that his salary is paid in your home. Don't say because your business is shut down, everybody else can eat. If you own a small business, give people stipend to go and survive on. Please. Our voices can be heard through our actions. Our voices can be heard through our words. Our voices can be heard through the way we live our lives. Be your brother's keepers. Speak in truth. Tell them social distancing works because you are a living example. My family has been cooped up here since the 13th. Nobody's sick. A few of our friends have it. Thank God we were not exposed to them. Couple of people in New York that I know, 6 people so far, have coronavirus. I got a video from somebody that was in the hospital that filmed people laying on the floor. I got scared. Because if people are laying on the floors in New York because they don't have enough hospital beds, because this coronavirus thing was not expected, imagine what would happen in Nigeria where that's the everyday norm right now. In New York, allegedly they're picking who they're going to work on, who has a better chance of surviving. So they let everybody else they don't think is going to make it, they let them die. They don't even bother. That's what we're hearing. That's what the news I'm getting. And you guys think it's not going to happen in Nigeria if you don't practice social distancing? Think again. Like I said, Nigerians are some of the most amazing, strong-willed, resilient people that have had to acquire grit because of the life that we've all been through, that we've all lived. Don't allow people to tell you you're stupid. Don't allow the government to tell you you're stupid and continue to rape you. Go to your pages and post a link on your pages. Make it clear. Make sure you ask your people to share it. Where are the PPEs donated by Jack Ma? Then you ask your friends, I don't care if you make a joke about it, I don't care if you talk about the things you're doing, to stay home. Because people think Nigerians are stupid and they won't stay home. Show them. When you go to the market, make sure there's 6 feet between you and the next person. Get as much as you can for a week. If you don't have a fridge, honey, you better start eating capsule and sun dry your meat or fry the meat. They dry fry the meat well. Enough for a couple of days. Stay home. When you're out, don't allow people to breathe on you. If you don't have to go on a public bus, don't. Because you're sharing the same air as people. 14 days, that's all Nigeria is asking of you. You can do this. And again, Yala Yagogonwa, I thank you. Olabisi, I thank you. Kingsley Gold, I thank you. Moshood, I forget his last name, I thank you. I reached out to a lot of social media people yesterday. I called them, I sent them texts, and they all responded, and they responded with grace. Together we can change the world, our Nigeria. You know, because I grew up in the Nigeria where they had Jakonde, they had free food in schools, they had everything for Nigerians. The money was actually being used to create school. Education was free. I remember Ugoji, some guy that gave everybody money back in those days. I remember those days. So maybe my illusion, my fantasy Nigeria is not everybody else's reality, but we can get there if we all work together. That's all I say. So do me a favor. You become a soldier of God. If you believe God has us in his hands, you need to go out there and do your part. Because we are all messengers of God. This is Moji Solo Wilson. Authentic Conversation is the show. I ask you to come back on Monday, same time, 9 a.m. and we'll find something fun, exciting to talk about. I hope you had a good time. Again, don't forget, there's a message here. 3 things I ask of you. If you're on social media, use your voice to educate the people. Number 1, if you're any kind of platform, use your voice to educate the Nigerian people to practice social distancing. No partying, no groups of more than, just for me, stay with your family, JJ, the people you live in the house with. I don't care how large it is. If you have 10 wives and they all live to stay there. This is not a time to be seeing your girlfriend. This is not a time to be seeing your side chick. This is not a time to be seeing having fun with your side guy because you don't want to bring a gift home to your family. Please do me a favor. Number 2, use your voice. Number 1, stay home and use your voice to tell people to stay home. Number 2, go on your page and make sure you ask the Nigerian government for what they did with the 250 boxes of PPE. That's personal protective equipment, gloves, this, you know, all the stuff the doctors and the medics need to be able to take care of Nigerians. Ask them where they are, because none of the hospitals I've spoken to so far, from Lagos to Ibadan to Ijero to none, nobody got any of these things awarded to them. Not single one. All right, so go to your page and ask them. Number 3, anytime you hear people saying there's no social distancing will not work in Nigeria, you reverse it. It will work, and you tell them they are not God and Nigerians are not stupid people. You cannot be such a goddamn elitist that you believe that something so simple as stay home. How hard is it to stay home? Something so simple as stay home, wash your hands, will not work. Practice social distancing. This is not rocket science. If they can do it in India, why won't it work in Nigeria? Because you think our people are stupid. That's arrogant. That is babala arrogance. Showing up, creeping up in different places. Nigeria has always been a country of elitists anyways. But this is not a time to show that. And I'll tell you why. Coronavirus does not care if you're the president or the vice president or the Prince of England or Iyashukura that's selling akara down the block. Problem is that when it hits Iyashukura that's selling akara down the block, it's going to hit more people than the president can be exposed to. So we need to start to encourage ourselves by letting them know that we believe in them, by letting Nigerians know that we trust in them, by letting them know that even though they've been deballed, raped, and abused by the government, we, the people, are going to stand up and band hands together, and social distance will happen. Social media is a tool that helped Obama win the presidency in America. It's a tool that was used to pressure UBA and the other banks to donate money. We don't know where the money is going, but it's a tool that you guys should use. This coronavirus, when it's over, Nigeria should have shifted a little bit on its axles. It should not be the same. It's time to put pressure on the government. It's time to ask them for what you deserve. It's time to show Nigeria and Nigerians all over the world that you guys are powerful, that Nigerians are resilient, that Nigerians are brilliant, that Nigerians can follow the law, that Nigerians can do good for the children and the next generation and the next generation and the next generation, that Nigerians are not selfish people like we've been told we are, that we Nigerians are Nigeria and we believe in Nigeria. I pray that our tomorrow is better than our today. But for that to happen, we have to start doing something today. Namaste. Have a great one.